There's all the interesting places went. Good morning, everybody. We haven't made it to Buckingham Palace yet. We're in the back of a black cab en route and going through all the groovy, interesting places. And look, where's this? I think that's part of the palace. We're just coming up to it. There's just so much history and interesting things. We've passed embassy after embassy and fancy houses and palace-like places, but we're approaching Buckingham Palace.
Okay guys, if I put you here,
no problem.
Thank you.
Walk round to the left and you're at the palace. Okay?
Lovely, thank you very much.
Card, please.
Yep, on your right there, doll.
Thank you.
Lovely, you too, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Put your window up.
good call, mate.
Lovely,
How you doing, mate?
thank you.
Thank you.
How cool is this? Right, let me get my backpack on. We've had a little bit of a rush to get out this morning. We all headed down for an early breakfast, and there must have been 50 people in the queue. They all seem to have the same idea. I don't think they were all on the way to Buckingham Palace, but hey ho, here we are. For many of you, I mean, you'll have been here before, as we have, but it never really gets old. And for some of you, maybe you've never been to London, and it's nice to be able to share it with you, and hope you get some sort of the feel of what it's like, other than when you see it on some fancy TV screen. So we're just approaching to the right of the castle palace, as you would look at it. And these are probably the bits you don't get to see. This is what your London's busy as usual. People on bikes, lots of people on bikes, cars, taxis, buses, all heading around. And here we are. Check this out. Where we thought it was a better decision to come on at 8 o'clock, rather, as I did have it in the head in my early plan. We would head here but we all decided it was going to be too dark and probably not best wandering about myself at that time of the morning. So Tricia and Alice are with me. Let's see how busy it is. Not. When do you ever see it this quiet? Wow. And there's the guards on duty today. They haven't got the floppy hats on. Why is that? Let's see. Usually when you come around, this is chock-a-block with people. Obviously being so early in the morning, there's barely anybody here at all. Never really get this close to it. Let's go up to these big famous gates. There's
the flag is up, so that means the king must be in.
Yeah, the flag is up. No.
There's someone doing their
Let's see. Oh, here he goes. Here's is it the Horsemen's Guards they called them? The King's Guard. There we go. And it'd be interesting to know, if anybody does know, do the guards over there they are, centuries, do they stay there right through the night? That would have been interesting to know if we had been here first thing in the morning. And they usually...
They can't see the guy doing his walk.
Oh, hang on a second. Right. The guard at the other side, they're allowed to move every so often to go for a little bit of exercise. And oh, here's a wee van with a... Oh, here we're getting some farming in. He's got a wee harrow in the back. He's levelling out the gravel.
can't see it.
You know?
No.
Right, hang on. We'll need to go
There
over
we
a
go,
bit.
look,
Then.
there you go. You can see it if you just do
There
that.
there he is over there.
You just need to watch both screens. You can't see him now. Maybe you need to
So the
wander
centuries.
along.
Right, we'll wander along a wee bit. Hope he hasn't stopped walking by the stage. When we were down before Christmas for a few days,
I don't see him now.
there he goes. So they stand in their century box. I take it that's for a little bit of shelter in case it's chucking it down with rain. Like this one over here. He's standing still. And every so often they're allowed to move for some exercise. But it's quite a job, isn't it? Just standing there all day. I just wonder how long they do have to stand. I take it it's all weathers. This is the one here. Oh, what's going on? Flying geese, did you hear that? Helicopters flying about. There we are. Let's have a look. That's a better view. Here it is. Oh, he was having a bit of exercise, now he's standing to attention again. Yep. Oh, here's this one going now. He's off for a bit of exercise. All very regimental and pomp and ceremony, as they say. So yeah, if anybody knows, are the guards out there all night, like through the night? Something I'd like to know. Al, you could help do some of the comments here. Shona says the Prime Minister's going to be live at Downing Street. I know we're competing against Prime Ministers, but you see he's doing a press conference live outside Downing Street at 8:30 this morning to do with the situation regarding, the tragic situation regarding those poor children that were killed, sadly. So that's at 30:30, at 8:30. So here's this wee van with a harrow in the back. He's out. That's not something you see very often. Much better if he's doing it at a tractor, wouldn't it? Yeah. Look at just levelling off the gravel. Donna says, I believe they do. They do it in shifts. When we were here before Christmas, I was going to say, we came to see the changing of the guard, and that's when they seemed to change them. But that's a very official ceremony, so I don't know whether they do it in shorter shifts and they change every so often. Don't know how long they would stand there. I mean, it's here he comes. We're going to get a good view of the harrow and the gravel outside Buckingham Palace. Doing a good job there, you boy. Yeah. How neat and tidy is that? There's the famous balcony up there, where we've seen many a time when there's been a royal wedding, or when Her Majesty or the King is out waving at everybody. Of course, in those situations, this whole place.
That's a
Right.
monument there, that big statue.
What big statue?
There, right in front of you.
Yeah, what is it?
As for Queen Victoria.
All right.
It was built.
Okay. And then, of course, down that way, that's down the Mall. Is it the Mall or the Mall? The Mall.
Well, you often see them doing their processions.
And weird to think when there's something official on, this whole place out here.
Do you want to?
We'll head this way. This whole place, and right down the Mall, is completely full of people. And if you're really early, I wonder how early you need to be. You could get a good position up in those steps around the wall on the... Is it a fountain? Let's go for a wee walk up here and see. I don't think we've ever been up here. This gate's open, so I take it we're allowed in here. We're not going to get in trouble from any of that. Oh, it is a fountain. There's no water on it. Can we go up here for... Can we go up and round the other side? So hands up, first time anybody's been to Buckingham Palace. Here we are. Nice to be able to share it with you. They live at Clarence House?
Yeah.
That seems like their official residence.
Yeah.
But the
it's not
flag,
the palace because they've got the lights on.
the flag is flying. Bit of smoke belching from the back. I take it the biomass boilers kicked into the gear, and my King Charles is around there filling it up full of wood, much like we do at home. Never been up here before.
No.
Check this out. Yeah, it's a long stand for the guards outside, isn't it?
They're amazing.
It says flag up, king in residence.
Yeah, that's
says
what
Wendy.
I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
sorry.
what I meant, but...
There's a light on in there. Maybe King Charles and Camilla are in for breakfast. Look, I bet they didn't have to queue.
Probably not.
So yeah, we haven't had any breakfast yet. We've sacrificed it. We've took one for the 6:36 team. Sharon says the Queen Mum lived at Clarence House. So if you know anybody knows your
I think they're there
Your
all night.
London-
People are staying the cars.
the centuries are that. Wow,
4 hours, yeah.
that's a long stand, isn't it? Now there's lots of different bicycles riding about, and when we're in the taxi on the way here, we've seen a very I've seen a very Mary Poppins like person, looked like a posh nanny with a hat and a long coat on, riding a bike, but it was a 3-wheeler, it was a trike, and she had like a pram in the front of it, which is, you see all sorts when you're here. It's a rather fascinating place to come to. And I know London seems like, there's the London Eye over there. Look, hang on. Let me set this down, we'll zoom it in. World famous Julianne, who works in the shop, loves a trip to London, as we do. And she was saying before we left, you think everything's far away, but it's not really when you're here. If you know the lie of the land and how to get about, lots of things are very close by. So there's the London Eye just over there. Not sure what part of the town that is in. We'll just do a little zoom round. How cool if you do live locally or in town that you can come out in your morning jog around Buckingham Palace. Look at that. So welcome everybody, nice to have you on board. Probably the first and the last that the 6:36 club meets live from London. This little guy up here needs a pair of pants on. Is this Her Majesty? Is this Queen Victoria up here?
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Wow.
Yeah.
She's very imposing looking,
yeah,
isn't she?
Victoria there, yeah.
Where?
There.
Oh, at the front there.
And
Oh.
that's up the mall there.
And there's your view up the
see
mall. So if there's a royal wedding on, or a coronation, or a funeral, and you've seen it in your telly, this is the drive up the mall, and that takes you up to Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square, yeah. It's a big arch. I think it's called Admiral.
We'll wander up there now if we can get across.
Yeah, Admiralty Arch.
We've no idea where Olympia is. That's what. If you wonder why we're in London and why the 6:36 Club is on from London this morning, it's purely because we are down here for a trade show, which is the London Toy Fair. Because, again, if you're new to 6:36 Club, how do we get across? Oh, look at this. There's a fancy roller going past there.
Right, let's go.
We'll see how we can get across here. I take it we're not allowed to jump over the barriers, no? Look at all the royal crests on each of the bollards. Yeah, is that ER? Will they stay there, or will they have to change now that it's the king? And down there, is that Marble Arch down there? Who know? Can anybody tell us? Looks like an arch way down that way. Goodness, how are we going to get across here? Have to go over there, or that way. And I don't know what kind of stuff it is. They painted these statues up here And those gates, it's very, like, I take it it's not solid gold, some kind of gold plating. It's very, very gold-like, isn't it? So we're really quite privileged to be able to get into this area today, because usually when you come, it's kind of cordoned off or full of people. Oh, hang on, there's somebody way in with a Henry Hoover. Look. Oh, there's the armed guards outside the... Look. There's a royal cleaner coming out of the palace. Let me zoom in. Don't get... There we are, look. I seen him with a Henry Hoover. Good old Henry. Can you see right into the door that's open there? Look. What's this lady doing here? And then oh, he's going to shut the door. You can see the Henry sitting there. Look at that. What's good for Dalscon's good for Buckingham Palace. We've got a fleet of Henry Hoovers. Yeah. Let's. And of course the armed guards standing outside. Remember the last day we were down before Christmas? We were standing over at that side, but they had those gates open, and there was like fancy. We couldn't see because we were at the far side, and there's so many people here. But there was. Oh, here we are. We're green. We'll make it. There was like royal 8 seconds. There was like royal fancy limousines that went in those gates. Going up that way. So we'll go here and we'll have a wander up the Mall. What are these? See? There's a lot of similarities to Dalscone to Buckingham Palace. Like
that's about.
Is that it? If there's any more similarities, well, we're here. There's another one. Now here's a set of gates. Now,
Not like Dalscone.
well, we've got gates, right? We should have played with the gate open or shut, shouldn't we? For those in the drive home. All right, today they're shut, so you don't get a badge for that. Now, it used to be a summertime on the farm. Once you had a lot of your jobs done, like the hay or the silage cut, there's a kind of in-between time where you start doing maintenance. And it used to be you'd be out painting your gates. So if we sent the boys out to paint those gates, I don't know what state they might end up once we had finished with them, but very intricate gold pieces. Where do you get gold paint like that? So what's this park called, Al? Look how cool it is. Everybody out. This is what? Green Park.
Hyde, sorry.
Oh, this is Hyde Park.
No.
No?
I don't know whether it's part of it.
Does anybody knows what park that if you're local?
Well, we should know rather than. This bit's green and then it says, but I think it's a bigger part of Hyde Park.
How cool is it? Everybody out jogging and walking, and it's well used, isn't it? Look at the way the grass is all.
Heading into St James's Park, so they must all kind of be split up.
Tricia's keeping me on the move here. We've got, yes, so just to explain, we're down here for the toy fair, which is at Olympia, and we've got appointments during the day, and our first one's at 9:30. So we need to get from here to Olympia. If anybody knows how we're going to get there, let me.
That's Clarence House, just there.
That's Clarence House?
Yeah.
No way.
No.
See lights on it, and a lot of green jackets outside it. Wow, I thought it was further.
James's Palace. I know, I didn't know.
Thought it'd be further away. We were staying, our hotel last night was, look at that for a view. Check that out. Now, on the telly, when you see them doing any broadcasts, you know, if they're reporting on something, they're always reporting from around about here.
Yeah, those places that have all the news.
Yeah. You know what? Another similarity? Tom Bradby, our #1 newsreader from the ITV News, was live from Washington last night, outside the in Washington, outside the White House, and we are live this morning out at Buckingham Palace. I was stretching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I'll take anything that's going. Yeah. Right, let's go for a walk up the Mall. And this takes us It's just so cool. Just a lovely, classic London morning. It's not cold. It's not warm by any stretch of the imagination. But everybody just seems to be going about their daily tasks, heading to work. Where's the squirrel? Oh, it is. Squirrel going up the tree. So let's go for a walk up the mall. Yeah, crazy to think when there's some official event on. This whole mile, I think is it a mile long? But it's chock-a-block with people, like standing room only. We've got another similarity.
No.
Come on, yeah.
Thank you.
Was it the King's coronation? Remember they had, or the celebration? I think it was maybe Her Majesty's birthday before she passed away. Remember they had the big party?
Sure wasn't
And they had the concert?
Yeah.
But who was in the front row? Hair Bear.
True.
Yeah. We caught him on the television in the front row of the big concert. I think Queen were playing.
It was for her. I think it was for how many years
She was reigning?
she was reigning for.
Yeah. The pop group Queen. Remember? Yeah. In recent years, yeah. Oh, this is Clarence House here.
That's cool. There's an armed guard standing out there.
Oh, there is. There's another. Ah, look at this. Here's a wee chain. We can walk up to the chain. There's another sentry guard up here. Wow. Isn't it? The architecture in London is something else, isn't it? Now, what does it say here? This is the protected site under Section 128 of the Serious Organised Crime and Police Act 2005. Trespassing the site is a criminal offence. I take it this is as far as we're going. So he's got another sentry guard down there. Do you see him? Look. Now, the ones outside Buckingham Palace, fair enough. You know, iconic building, lots of people coming 24/7 to look. But this dude here, he's got nothing to look at, has he? That's going to be a long stand, if you ask me. I mean, what happens to get an itchy nose? They're not even allowed to scratch it, are they?
I don't.
Not allowed to move.
No. On professional duty.
Wouldn't suit me. No. I think we're in a cycle path.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Yep, we are.
We'll be able to get out up here. Can we get through there? Right. Oh my. Oh my. So right now, we've all got our worldly possessions for London on our backpacks. And again, if anybody knows, let us know in the comments, how far is it from where we are to Olympia?
Dad, someone's just, we can get that. It's okay, we don't need to.
Yeah, that's...
We've got it. I've got it up on my phone.
Do you know how long?
Yep, I do. And someone had put it in for a 25-minute drive currently.
Or 25 minutes, are we? We're
Yeah.
not far away. There's, what's that big
You keep at
tower through there? It's like... They've got there's a flock of geese walking across here. How many joggers there's out?
Yeah, there is a lot of people out
Isn't
there.
there?
Right, I don't think we're going to make it on this all the way up here, Dad.
Are we not?
We're going to run out of time. It's 8:30.
Well, we'll have to try and...
So we've
Well, like
only
the-
got 12 seconds. To
12?
get across.
Six. Oh, there's Big Ben. There's a good shot of him. Hang on, we'll get
Yeah, cool.
round here. Look, there's Big Ben over there, folks.
It's the side, this side.
Cinder,
Cool.
hang on. There's a tree in the way. There's still somebody could trim that branch. There we are. Check that out. What time's he saying? Big Ben, guys. There we are. So what time is it now? 2 minutes to 8:30. Prime Minister doing a unscheduled press conference from number 10 Downing Street, which won't be 100 miles away from that, will it? From us here. I know we're not going to make it there, but how are we going to hail a taxi up here? Once we get to Trafalgar Square, there should be ample. Here's all the geese. They're just quite happy to be wandering about up and down the mall here, aren't they? Kind of unusually quiet for a quieter than what you would imagine. Sorry? Oh, aye. Hang on a second. What's that? Gonna get a good view. There's two more very beautiful looking castle-like buildings over there. The last day when we were down here before Christmas again. Are we not? Maybe that's why it's quiet. All the activities taking place there. Wonder what's behind those walls there, because we've got all these different flags hanging here of all the different countries. We're coming up to some very palatial looking buildings here on the left hand side. Yeah, before Christmas they were filming some kind of movie just along here, and there was so many trucks and catering units and vans for like half a mile up here. And we stopped a policeman who was walking past at the time and said, "Excuse me, sir, what are they making here?" And he said, "I've no idea." You thought they would be in the know if there's something going on. Is the Victoria and Albert Museum not up here? Remember we came across it the last day?
National Gallery is up there. Julie just messaged to say for Hench Trafalgar Square, the National Gallery's just up there. Yeah, the National Gallery.
Nas-
Queen Elizabeth. Okay.
Oh, aye. Look, let's have a look here. So who's this? Oh, is that statue for
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth? Here. Check that out. And who's the one? But there's King George. I take it King George just behind. Wow. Look at that. So I take it Queen Elizabeth's statue's just been put up there in recent years. Oh, that'd be Queen Mum. That's Queen Mum, isn't it? That'd be Queen Mum, 2002. And King George would have been Queen Mum's father, yeah? I take it.
Yeah.
There's just so much within a relatively short space here in London. What's this here then?
It's different things.
It's a rockin' cool kind of building, isn't it? There's very much farmers come to town today. Other than that little harrow outside, harrowing up the gravel in front of Buckingham Palace. Very little in common. Well, there's a taxi. Oh, his light's out. So yeah, we need to whip in a taxi, get to Olympia for our first meeting at the toy fair. There's one there, but unfortunately he's going the wrong way. His light's on. Anything coming behind us?
It'd be best to wrap it up before we have to try and...
Before we try and whip onto it.
Get in. Yeah.
What's this? There's a statue fountain thing over here. Right. That would have been a good place to jump in a taxi if there was one available. Right, here we are. Hyde Park Corner is that way. Buckingham Palace is that way. Trafalgar Square to your right. Charing Cross. You have to go Westminster. You're going across there. And if you want to go to Piccadilly Circus, you go that way. Oh wow. Check this. You get a taxi up here. So what's this up in front of us here? The Duke of York column, right? You could kind of do the Rocky run up the, he runs up the steps and boxes. No, it's all right. We'll just imagine. We'll just imagine. It's all right. Cool set of steps. Let's see what it says here. Frederick, Duke of York. Here we are. Second son of George, Commander-in-Chief of the British Army from 1795 to 1809. And then again from 1811 to 1827. It's all right. The steps didn't take it out of me, all right? It's all right. Well, where are we now? It's just from one iconic place to the next. Charlton House Terrace, SW1. How cool a postcode is that? Waterloo Place, City of Westminster. I think I'm zoomed, sorry, Facebook. I'm zoomed out. We're getting into a kind of busier area here. Just statue after statue. What have we got here? Oh, I can't really read that. It says Franklin on there. Any idea, anybody? You certainly get your steps in when you come here. Oh. There's Edward. Oh aye, look at that. Look at the architecture in about this building here. Look at that. Wow. Don't know what that house is, or place is, but I'm sure it's got... I'm sure I've seen a Union Jack outside. Oh no, it was this next one. Union Jack's outside there. Look at that. And here's a load of taxis up here. Now, this house would do Northern Ireland proud. The pillars at the end of the road, wouldn't it? You know, we'll have some pillars at the road end in Northern Ireland. We're at Pall Mall. Is that why they call it? Is that why they call it the mall? Monopoly, yeah. If we can go, it says green. There's your classic red London bus. Remember the other morning I was asking about what shop it was? And there's a lot, we were talking about a shop the other morning on something, And there's a lot of people commenting it could have been Farlow's. I'd never heard of Farlow's before, but that's not the one we're talking about. There's a fancy registration, isn't it? That's a posh car.
Classic red telephone
It
box.
is a classic red telephone box, isn't it? They're getting less and less.
Oh, no way.
Where are we heading to now?
Up onto Regent Street.
Up to Regent Street.
But I think we're going to need to
I know, we're going to
get
need that.
ourselves sorted.
We are. We're going to be late. Right. I think we'll have to leave you all there, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on our kind of very whistle-stop tour of London from Buckingham Palace. So we're off to Olympia. There's various we'll have to hail a taxi and get some breakfast before 9:30. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us on our 6:36 special from Farmer Pete, Farmer Alice, Tricia's Toys. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for your company. Ta-da!